Hello, you're listening to the Ready Player 2 podcast. I'm Ross, I'm not Rich, lucky you. Joining me this week is, of course, that's Lee, you just heard there.
Hi.
How you doing?
Where's Rich? What's going on?
We'll tell you where Rich is in a second.
It's on my safety net.
It's dark in here.
I've kidnapped Lee and Elle this week, she's here as well.
Yay.
How you doing?
Not too bad. Slightly
Good.
rage, but it's fine.
Yeah, we'll get into your rage issues in a second. So Rich isn't here. Rich had a weekend-long stag do this week, and it's currently Thursday, and he's just realising that he's too old for this anymore. He cannot do this. He's far
I actually
too old.
think he aged while he was on the stag do.
Yeah, definitely. He is.
I feel his pain though, because I know what he's going through.
Yeah, but you know better, don't you?
I have a bit more experience of it, yeah, maybe.
Exactly.
Well, not of drinking, he's certainly got more experience of drinking than I have. But
Well, you got 4 days
of
with me,
age.
Rich and Lewis in a couple of months.
yeah, I can't
You might not
wait.
see the other side of this.
I don't mind it, I think it'll be a good way to go actually.
Fair enough. So
I'll get my affairs in order. Yeah.
So Lee might have to leave us in a second. He's got some things to do, but he will be back on the podcast in a bit. Tell us about the games he's played and streamed and YouTubed. Elle, it was your birthday this week.
It was.
Happy birthday. Oh, we didn't sing happy birthday, did we? Should
No,
we not do
it's
that now?
fine. It's quite
I think
alright. I
there's-
think it's okay.
I
Shall-
agree with Elle.
Do you want me to
there, yeah.
edit it in? I will.
Yes.
I will do a happy birthday remix for you.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
put it in.
It was. I turned old. On Star Wars Day.
You're already in a bad mood. Do I risk asking how old on a podcast?
Yeah, that's alright. I'm pretty open about it. I am the old age of 27.
You make me sick to my stomach.
I'm me sick as well. I'm 34 for fuck's sake.
Fucking hell.
I'm so youthful and sprightly.
So you came down to the Big Smoke of London for your birthday.
I did for work because
Ah.
I party hard, I guess.
What
went-
part of working was the giant slide?
It was very important. Very important.
She works at the Haribo factory.
Did I send you the video of my feet wibbling in the air?
No.
Okay, so I went down the slide and I did it so well. There's like a little ball pit at the end of it.
Right.
I went in arse first. Of course, it's the safest way.
course.
But this did mean that I was practically led in the bottom of the ball pit with my feet outside. So the wonderful camera that's supposed to be like, oh, look at their face, they're all surprised and happy. Just got my feet.
It's just your feet.
Got my feet.
Excellent.
I've got. I'm going to Alton Towers on Sunday, so
nice.
I'll see if I can get an equivalent picture.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Just my feet sticking up from one of the chairs.
We went there the other week. It was a lot of fun.
I can't wait. I'm very much looking forward. I've been on a roller coaster for 16 years.
Oh my
and
God.
I love roller coasters.
They have got rid of the log flume though.
Oh no, really? I love that
Yeah,
one.
it's gone.
Oh,
Disappointed.
that
The
is very
River Rapids is still there though. That's still good fun.
Yeah, I intend to get wet. I hope it rains. Actually,
It was absolutely roasting when we went. It was not a great day for a 4-year-old
we
to be
should
wandering around.
talk about queue links and things at length later.
Yes, we will. We will talk about games as well at some point.
Yeah.
But you
Is
had a
that
nice
why we're
birthday,
here?
though, yeah?
I did. It was acceptable.
Get any games for it?
I didn't in the end, no. I did think I was going to get a Switch, but I got a KitchenAid instead because cake apparently is the gift that keeps on giving, whereas me shutting myself away in a room for countless hours playing Stardew Valley apparently isn't the gift that keeps on giving.
That makes no sense to me.
I disagree. I think Stardew Valley is just the way forward.
Yeah, and as a podcaster that talks about games, that's definitely a gift that keeps giving.
I know, right? But I did buy myself something.
You did. Do you want to talk about that first, or do you want Lee to talk about one of his quickly before we have to disappear?
Well, Lee can talk about his first.
Go on, Lee.
Okay.
What's quick that you can...
Yeah, the Bellows. That's how it's written, and I'm not entirely sure how it's pronounced, because I think they were shooting for the Bellows.
Right.
Is a horror experience, a VR horror experience that we stumbled across on the Steam store. It's free, so amazing value. It's a horror experience that Rich had the bright idea of putting me into as a treat for Elle for her birthday. Now, there's a video on our YouTube channel that is titled something about bowel movement.
Lee has a bowel movement.
Yes. Now, I'm not denying that this happened. No, it didn't. That didn't actually happen. Everything stayed inside where it was supposed to. But I did really get scared in this. It's
a jump scare one, isn't it?
It's purely jump scare. There's very little tension building and psychological worrying of the viewer. I've played a few horror games. I know I'm allergic to them in general, but I have.
Same here.
Yeah, I've been made to play a few in the past, and I know what a scary game is supposed to do to you. It's not meant to do that. It's not meant to do that. It really, you get the proper shivers. Like, if there's one thing that VR does really, really well, probably better than any other genre, it's horror.
Yeah.
Because there are, I'm not one person, I'm one of the people that completely loses themselves in VR. There are people out there, random people that you would not expect, that when you put a VR headset on them, they completely forget that real life exists.
Smashing into walls.
Yeah, I just and they do it in odd ways. I put the headset on my father-in-law, and he honestly thought he was sitting in a boat on a lake, and he tried to get out of the boat. He tried to step out of the boat while he was sitting in an office chair in my garage.
That's adorable.
The best one I've ever seen was this baker friend of mine who I took my Vive to the snooker club and I set it up there, and I put him in this horror one where zombies were, and they came up behind him. He had guns and everything. Yeah. And he turned around and tried to beat the zombies with my Vive controllers in their faces. Fell to the floor screaming, literally screaming. And this is a grown man in his 40s. And he completely lost his shit. I've never seen anything like it. And the worst thing about that was that nobody recorded it, because that would have gone viral. That was the best. I've not even seen anything on YouTube as good as that. It was amazing. Yeah, but horror, and Elle, you will be subjected to this in
That's
September.
Fine. I think I'll do better.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure that you have built up some immunity. And
your play style reminds me of when I was a wee bairn. And
are you calling me a little girl?
I'm gonna wait here. Let's have a look at the titles of the books. I'm gonna pull off the inevitable.
Can't help me if I don't move. Can't help me if I don't move. Can't help me if I don't move.
Yes.
It was very
I take
endearing.
on board your views and accept them completely. We went through this. I went through this and had a lovely time when we made a video, and lots of people laughed. So everything is good, and I'm happy about it.
Yes, there's 2 videos. There's the 5-minute director's. No, not director's cut. The edited version for Elle's birthday, and there's also the full video, isn't it? It's about 20 odd minutes.
Yeah, it's a little bit cut down just to get rid of the some of the slow bits, but it's not a very long experience. It's only
my favourite part is when Rich screamed into his headset when you weren't paying much attention.
Yeah, so I'm on Skype with Rich, and in a nice quiet moment, he shrieks like a banshee.
I'm so proud.
And I lost it then.
I mean, honestly, I jumped when I was watching the video because I wasn't expecting that.
I feel like I've passed on my sinister streak to Rich, because when he's
got his own one.
When he was playing a horror game that I recommended, I think I can remember being like, oh, maybe you should just turn the generator on and turn all the lights back on, knowing full well what the fuck was going to happen next. And I was like, oh, you should totally probably do that. That seems like a good idea, right? So
yeah, it was a good experience there. It's really good. It's for free. Highly recommend anybody just to give it a go if you want to scare your friends. It's a good party sort of game because it's not very long. And don't show other people what's coming because it is just jump scares, and if you know what's coming, it's not going to be very scary at all.
And that's the Bellows.
The Bellows, yeah.
Available on Steam for free. And you can go watch a video of it on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ReadyPlayerTV. That's
like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Call to action.
Yeah. We're getting a few more subscribers. We're posting a lot more videos these days, so...
Yeah, we're pumping them out at the moment. And it's fun as well.
Trying to do stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only Football Manager. But
actually, yeah, you put your Football Manager one on the other night. That's the best night's sleep I've had in ages.
There you go. We cater for everything. I'm going to talk about one of the games I've played quickly. I played Firewatch.
I was going to go then. I want to stay for this.
Another one.
You watched me stream it, Lee, I think.
Yeah, I did.
What did you
think?
Now,
I played this whilst my daughter was home from school. I didn't realise there'd be quite as much fruity language as there was, so I had to turn the volume off and play with subtitles. And I was also trying to play with her at the same time, so I'm fully aware I was not fully immersed in the experience. It was all right.
Yes! Oh, not alone! I was so worried. I thought you were winding me up.
No, I didn't dislike it. I can see the appeal of it. I like the interactions you have with the lady. I've forgotten her name already.
The lady.
The lady. Well, who Richard and everyone else are in love with. It's funny. I like the relationship they have.
I think the dialogue's really well written for a game, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. And more than other walking simulators, it's not just walking about doing nothing. You interact, don't you? You choose what your responses are to our questions.
Delilah. Is that her name?
That's it. Yes, that's it.
That's it. There we go. Points.
Yes. So they're quite funny. I like the relationship. But yeah, there's a bit of fruity language. So don't play if you've got kids around, obviously. But no, I enjoyed it.
I did wonder what you meant by fruity language. I struggled to catch up there. I was like, is it because they were too flamboyant? I'm so unsure. now I get what you mean.
No, I'm happy for my daughter to taking all the flamboyant she wants.
Yeah, I think these games are for some people and not for others. Like, I can completely get why people aren't immediately enwrapped by it.
I'm going to go back and play it more. I got to the bit where you discover the girls' tent has been destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm only about an hour and a half in, I think. So I'm not too deep into it at the minute, and I am enjoying it. I will go back and kind of immerse myself into it probably a day when she's at school and I can actually get into it properly.
Yeah.
But no, it's pretty good.
It's alright.
Yeah, I paid £4 for it as well, so I can't complain.
Yeah, that's fair. That's underneath the £15 indie bar.
Exactly, well beneath that, yeah. So, Elle, tell me about God of War.
Oh my god. So, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it. Right. I really enjoy playing this game. It immediately sets a different tone. I never got on with the first 3 games.
Yeah,
I played these in my brief PS3 period.
Like, for me, it's very hard for me to empathise with a character who is just a tosser.
Yes.
Like, for me, I really enjoy strength in all of its varieties, whether it be, super strength or emotional strength. But I like to go on those emotional journeys, and I think this is the game that is starting for me to go on that emotional journey. Okay. I've played a good few hours of it so far, and it immediately sets a different tone. I still have a problem with it.
Right.
Can we do a spoilers klaxon?
Yeah, go on. Lee, put a spoiler klaxon in here.
Spoilers! So the game starts with Kratos' new missus is dead.
Right.
All of the ladies in my life, they die.
No, I'm so alone.
I'm so alone. But the thing is, you never, have any time in this game to get attached to her, you know? I think we left the last game where it's like, oh god, what'll happen to him? Nothing, I don't know.
Did 3 end with a happy ending then? Did Kratos get the girl and walk off into the sunset?
Do you know what? I can't remember, it's been so long.
Neither can I.
But I can't remember... I can't remember there being any setup for...
No.
Or any significant setup for this woman. And she's just in... I don't know, it just feels lazy. She's already, wrapped up in a blanket, ready to be burnt on a pyre. And I'm sure it's very emotional for Kratos. But I'm not Kratos. You know, I've had no time to attach to this person. They've had a kid together. It's not my kid. I don't care. Chuck her on the pyre and get on with it. Let's fucking go. So it still feels a little bit with the whole, my wife has died. It's like, oh yeah, get over it, mate. I'm sure you'll get over it. I don't like that as a character building vehicle. It's something which is known as the women in refrigerators trope. Right. And it's so overdone and it's so tacky. But I suppose they had to do it for the adventures of man, thug and boy. So immediately...
What role does his son play in this? Can you control it?
No, I haven't been able to control him so far. Not directly. You can tell him to shoot things.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. Kratos takes Atreus
yes.
out hunting. To be honest with you, he may as well have named his kid Boy, because he never fucking uses his name. I swear to God.
That's what my dad used to call me.
Oh man, Kratos is such a rubbish dad. I've got to tell you. I am fed up with this machismo. Reminds me of my own dad. You got to be emotionally there for your kids, man, or they'll turn out like me. So you've got this dad, Kratos.
Yeah.
Taking this rather sickly kid out hunting, and I know it must be so disappointing to have a sickly kid as your kid.
I'll tell you about it. My daughter was ill constantly.
Just oh shit, it's coughing again. Why can't it just be godlike like me? But it actually, as it has progressed, I've given it time. It's getting better.
Right.
Because this kid isn't portrayed as a flat character. Which they could have easily done, a really one-dimensional, oh yes, Dad, I will do the things and try and make you proud. There's actually friction and pushback, and I actually think it's telling this story, this relationship between these two characters, really, really well, and it is incredibly well handled, as, this kid is going through grief. And I know I complain about the mum, but... the way that this kid is processing stuff is really, really interesting. Him judging Kratos for how he mourns and being well, I loved her more than you loved her. I want to carry her ashes. You shouldn't be carrying them.
Yeah.
And kind of given as good as he can get. Which I really enjoy. I really enjoy that there is this push to this little kid. I'm hell yeah, kid. I'd be proud to have you. You're a little shit, but yeah.
They could have easily just made him just an additional character that just tags along with you and has got real no emotional heft to him at all.
Yeah, they could have made him flat. So, gameplay wise, you've still got quick time events in it.
Right, okay. Is it still your hack and slashy?
Yeah, next to your hack and slashy, so more of the same there. There was
a bit of an RPG element to it though. When I've seen some videos of it. Do you level up areas of things or assign points to things?
You can do skills and stuff. So you can improve, create create armour. So you've got 2 dwarves who are possibly like my favourite characters so far.
Right.
You've got Sindri and his brother, I think it's Brock.
Right.
Brock is by far my favourite because he swears all of the time. He's a blue dwarf, and Sindri is a very, very prim and proper dwarf.
Right.
And they kind of argue against each other. But you can bring your stuff to them for them to improve or build bits and pieces for you. So whether that be armour or improving your weapons.
Yeah.
In terms of experience, you can assign experience to Kratos' skill trees or Atreus' skill trees. So you've got a skill tree for your axe, a skill tree for your shield, because you can do some bashy things with your shield, which is great. I love a good shield bash.
He's changed weapons now, hasn't he? Because in the old one, he used to have like these blades or chain, I think it was.
Yeah. What are they called? They were. Yes, he doesn't have those.
Something
anymore.
of chaos, I think it was.
Yeah, he don't have those. He's
got a big hammer.
It's basically like.
Is he four?
A little bit. It is a bit like Stormbreaker, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he can throw the axe, you can recall it. It's nice. It is well done. I wish I could complain about it, but I can't. And you can assign skill points to your boy. Make him fire his arrows faster. He gets engaged with close combat once he's gotten a little bit more confident. It's cool. It is really good. It is really enjoyable, and the graphics are great. It's
it looks stunning.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Is it you've got a standard PS4 or the PS4 Pro?
Standard, and it still looks
I
spanking.
heard somewhere else that I'm not going to mention that somebody else had played it on PS4 Pro and then played it again on their standard PS4, the vanilla PS4, and said they could hardly tell the difference.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of this recently as well. The older generation now, PS4s and Xbox Ones, to the One X and the PS4 Pro, there isn't really that huge of a difference.
I think there's a bigger difference just purely in horsepower between the Xbox One X and the Xbox One than there is between the PS4 Pro and the PS4. There's just the Xbox One X has just got a lot of horsepower.
Plus, if you're like me and you're not fussed by Blu-ray, meh.
Yeah.
Like, the difference is so negligible sometimes. You're like, why have I done this?
Yeah, exactly. I am a graphics snob myself, but I can't tell. I mean, the graphics on the Xbox 360 still look great to me. So every incremental increase it's not a huge jump for me now. Like the jump from PlayStation to PS2 and then to PS2 to 360, they're kind of quite big jumps. But now there's how much more can you do?
Generally, it's how much money the devs throw at it.
Yeah.
They can eke quite a lot out of a system if they spend quite a lot of money on the engine.
Yes, I bet they can. Yeah, so this is it's sold pretty well.
Yeah,
it's sold 35% more copies than God of War 3 did already.
Yeah, 3.1 million or something in the first.
I don't blame it. I mean, it has such a different tonal start. It's interesting. It is definitely matured as a narrative, which is what drew me to purchasing it myself. But it's just better.
So it's not a prequel, but it's not a direct follow-on from 3 though either. Is it?
I think
maybe it is.
No, I think it is.
Right. Okay. Why not call it God of War 4?
I don't know.
Just fucking confuse people.
Yeah.
I know. But they want to be artistic.
Yeah. I've not switched on my PS4 for at least a year.
Oh, I love it. I love watching YouTube on it.
But this is the only game that's tempting me. YouTube is not tempting me.
See, I'm obviously a massive Xbox fan, but a PS4 and the amount of exclusives they have and they've had
this is the thing.
I've not played yet. I'm really tempted.
Horizon Zero Dawn, that was exclusive to the PS4, and it was the reason I got a PS4 for my house.
I've never played The Last of Us.
I've played about a third of it, I actually got a bit bored.
Well, I had a PS3 for what's that? Heavy Rain. I bought a PS3 specifically for Heavy Rain because I love David Cage, and I kind of got rid of the PS3 after I finished playing that. Basically.
My PS3's up in the attic. I ain't getting rid of those. I've got some relics up there.
I'm really tempted by a PS4, the stuff that's coming out, and also some of the stuff I've missed already. They've got some very good exclusives. Xbox
they do.
Well, they've got none, basically.
If you are buying a decent graphics card in the future, then I know that a PC isn't a direct replacement for the Xbox exclusives, but it does cover some of them.
It does have a lot of them, yeah.
And so if you've got a PC anyway, decent gaming PC, then the PS4 does start to make quite a lot of sense as a second machine.
As long as it can run NBA to the same levels as my Xbox, I'll play anything.
You just have to put up with the arthritis you're going to get in your hands.
True. I got a controller. I got one of those Xbox One adapter thingy-majiggies.
Oh, right, okay. You're right then.
So God of War, thumbs up, Belle.
Yeah, I am actually really thoroughly enjoy it. And as much as a grump as I am about certain aspects, I can't refute that I'm spending hours on this game.
And he's got a lovely beard as well.
Who's got a lovely beard?
Kratos. He's got a lovely beard.
I mean, to be fair, I ain't going to complain about looking at his back for a while.
No, he's been definitely not skipping arm day at the gym, has he?
He must eat a lot.
Yeah, I bet he does. He's chowing down to working that off. All in the whey protein. Lee, you've done a lot of Pavlov VR videos.
Yeah.
Tell me about Pavlov.
Yeah, this is... I've owned Pavlov, which is...
it's an odd name for a shooter.
I know, I don't know where that comes from. It's isn't that a cake? Or an afterwards of some sort?
That's a Pavlova, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you've got Pavlov's dog, right?
That's what I think of as soon as I hear the title.
Okay. What's Pavlov's dog? Because that missed me.
Ringing a bell and getting the dogs to salivate.
We'll send you a link.
Thanks. I'll look that up later and I'll edit in me saying yes, and I'll put something witty in there as well.
Oh yeah, cool.
This has been around for quite a while now. Actually, it's one of the there was a little spat of first-person shooters that appeared on VR systems within the first 6 months of it coming, because there was a lot of people were clamouring for their Call of Duty and Counter-Strike and their first-person fix basically.
Shooters seem to be a natural VR thing for me.
I
think that work perfectly for that.
Yeah, that is what everybody kind of thought, but the big problem there was how do you move? Because at the start, anything that just tried to put you in and there were, when the early Oculus Rifts were about, people converted Half-Life 2 over to VR, and in fact there was a proper port of that with proper controls. People will use these weird controllers that we didn't have motion controllers at the time. We just had the headset. But there were hand controllers that you could use on the desktop, and they kind of kludged these together. I can't remember what they were called, but they were basically motion controllers that worked in a similar way, but you could only use them just in front of a desktop. So anyway, they kludged these in with the headset and got Half-Life 2 running. But half the people that tried it were just motion sick straight away. Not much was known about how to mitigate the effects of your vestibular system fucking with your brain. So at the time, there was a lot of hankering for people wanted that type of game because it's such a popular thing and it seems like such a natural fit for VR. But at the same time, a lot of people were scared of doing it. There were no big titles were doing it because it was making so many people sick, even after they started trying to stop some of the effects being as bad as they were. One of the first things that came along was actually, I think it's Farpoint on PSVR.
Possibly.
He's a first-person shooter, and they basically just ignored the rulebook that had been written for this and just said, yeah, go on, have at it. If you're sick, lucky, play something else. But that came along, and that showed that there was a market out there, and there are a few mods for other games. Anyway, cut a long story short, Pavlov came about along with Onward and BAM, not to be mistaken with Bomb Squad. Bullets and More is BAM. Onward is a military sim shooter, a bit like Armour.
Right.
But Pavlov made no mistake. It was a Counter-Strike clone.
Right.
They even put in the search and destroy mode, which is basically counter-terrorists versus terrorists.
Yeah.
Defuse the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, I've owned it since last year sometime and never played it because of the VR sickness thing.
Right.
And they did have a mode in there where you could go third person in a way. You would teleport, you'd point to where you were going to teleport, and you would kind of have an instant out-of-body experience.
You just appear somewhere else.
Yeah, you kind of walk through the front of your face and just walk to that spot, and then you are in that body, and then you do it again, and you have the same thing happen. And it was so jarring. I was like, no, fuck this noise. This is rubbish.
Yeah.
So after Skyrim came along and cured me of VR sickness and Rich, I thought there's got to be something out there that I've missed. So I had a look around, and I realised that these first-person shooter games were gaining a lot of traction. A lot of people were having a lot of fun, and a video popped up of somebody demonstrating Pavlov and how amazingly better it was to play Pavlov than it was to play Counter-Strike, because they were showing things like the interactions between with the weapons, which are amazing.
Yes.
The weapon systems in this are just amazing. I think it's the best thing about it, actually, is the way that you interact with most of the world in Pavlov is so good that there is enough there to build up a big community, which is exactly what happened. Mostly, or a lot to do with this video. It took off around this video of somebody demonstrating, showing a little bit of the original Counter-Strike and Counter-Strike Source interactions. So a good example is the bomb. So when you plant a bomb in Counter-Strike, you hold a button.
Yes.
Okay, that's all you do. In this one, you have to walk up to where you need to plant the bomb. You take the bomb off of your chest or wherever it's stowed. You place it where it's supposed to go, and then there's a code. There's a keypad and an LCD display and a code. It shows you one number on the top left of the display. You press that number, shows you another number, and you have to do a sequence of about 6 or 7 numbers.
Right.
It's so amazing. There's one of the videos that I've gotten there, which is my first and only so far diffusing of a bomb.
Yes, I watched this. I watched this. Sorry.
Yeah, and that my reaction at the end of that says it all. It was it was so amazingly visceral to do that, and actually you diffuse the bomb. You don't walk up to the bomb and press a button. You diffuse the bomb.
You actually physically do it.
But yeah, that extends to all the things like the weapons, the way that they're reloaded, and the way that you can pass them from hand to hand.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed when Rich is playing, he usually uses an AWP, so it's a bolt action rifle. Mm-hmm. So most of the other weapons, you pop the magazine out with a button, it slides out of the gun. You take your left hand off the gun, and then grab a clip off of your belt, push it into the gun, cock the slide, and away you go. But the bolt action, you have to slide the bolt back and forward, so you can actually take your right hand. It's called main hand reloading. Right. You take your right hand off of the weapon and cock and slide the bolt backwards and forwards, and you have to make sure that it goes all the way back in. There's plenty of times where you think you've reloaded properly, but you've not slid the bolt all the way back down and so it's locked, and then you try and shoot it and you just get click click click, and then you realise and you have to take your hand back off and slide, and you look. It looks like you're actually doing that in real life.
Yeah, it does. I'll give it that. It's obviously VR's biggest critic on this podcast, but it does look very impressive, the reloading and all of that sort of stuff in that game. Yeah, and
playing against other people. So I'd never done any PvP in it up until we started doing it recently. And yeah, me and Rich have been playing quite a lot of Deathmatch.
Yes.
In this, and having quite a lot of fun in doing it. And we've discovered that we're actually quite good at this game for a change. We're not. And which is encouraging us to play it even more, because we're having some success. We generally the top players on and we've no idea why. We think there's been a mistake and someone's going to realise soon and call us out. You're playing the wrong version, or you haven't left God mode on, have you?
It was AI all along.
Yeah, and they were on easy. But no, it's been so much fun. We've had quite a few nights, and we have the first night that we both, or the first day that we started playing it. Rich had a day off He played it for, I'd say, 6 or 7 hours.
Jesus.
In one day in VR. Cool. That's quite impressive, even by my standards. And then I thought, wow, that's going to be him burnt out. He did the same the next day.
Oh my god.
On a Saturday, I think it was. And I tried to keep up with him, but it's like trying to drink with an alcoholic. It was ridiculous.
He's got a very understanding wife.
Yes, he does. I love Hannah.
She needs a medal.
She does. So all those videos, there's loads of Pavlov videos up on our YouTube as well now.
There'll be more as well. We've got fun and games planned.
Yeah, you and Rich doing quick draw gun games and stuff like that.
Yeah, my grenade embarrassment.
Yes, that was quite fun. Yeah,
I do keep dropping things in VR. I don't know why.
Ready Player 2 TV for all of your Pavlov goodness on our videos.
Yeah.
Al, you played anything else, or you been busy with birthdays and London and life?
I have been incredibly busy, so much so that the only spare time that I have played God of War.
Been spending it with Kratos.
Yeah, I mean, he is a beautiful man.
Exactly. Can't damn me for that. All right, I've played Not Tonight. That was,
oh, yes,
I've just got my beta key.
Yes, I got it about half an hour before we started podcasting, so I've had a quick go. It's very good. It reminds me instantly of Papers, Please.
Ooh.
Which, I mean, that is a ringing endorsement straight away.
Right. There are certain games on the podcast that I know I'm going to get hammered for.
He's going to say this on Papers, Please, though.
I've never played Papers, Please.
Oh, well, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Like, having not played is way different to being like, yeah, it was rubbish.
Yeah, exactly. Papers, Please is amazing. But yeah, this is... was it a dystopian England after Brexit has happened and is in full effect, and you take a job as a bouncer because you are classed as a European and you have to earn money to stay in the country, basically. So you get given a job as a bouncer and you have to check people's IDs for the same as you did in passports and Papers, Please. You have to check whether they're of age to get into the club, and that's the first level. I've only played the first level so far. I'm assuming it gets harder, and with more things to check and more things on your screen at once to kind of have to look through, which it's like a fun kind of chaos, I think.
Is this a game that doesn't pull its punches? Because the Steam video immediately opens up with Nigel Ferrari's face, which is it's enough to put a lot of people off, really.
I've only played literally 10 minutes of it before we started podcasting, but it's pretty in your face straight away. Talking about Brexit and things like that, and you get to choose you actually choose an avatar, you choose your character and where you're from in the UK and your backstory. So I chose some from Birmingham, I think. I can't remember the backstory, but there's one where you're from Somerset to immigrant parents, and I think there's 3 different backstories, and you can choose your different characters. You can be male or female. So there's lots of things in it. Because it's only in beta, I've not had any issues with it yet either, as well. So that's always a plus point.
Excellent.
And it's a pixel game, right?
Yes, it is a pixel game. Yes, it does look a lot like Papers, Please as well. I'm comparing it a lot to that, but it's kind of the only other game I've played that looks like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Plays like that as well, yeah, that kind of game mechanic where you're just checking paperwork. But
how's the music?
Very good, yeah. I mean, that's got something to live up to.
Yeah,
the Papers, Please music was incredible. But
yeah, that's why I asked, because Papers, Please was so like locked down in its aesthetic, in both like how it looked, how it sounded, how it felt. Mm-hmm. Does this one have a strong character to it as well?
From what I've played so far, I can't give you a definitive answer on that.
Okay.
But I like how it feels immediately. Like I feel not at home with it. That seems like an odd term phrase to use for it, but it just feels good playing it for the little I've played so far. I watched Mike, the guy from I think it's No More Robots, stream some of it the other day, and he was about 6 hours in, and he had a guest list of names, and there was 2 different queues of people trying to get in, so you have to kind of work through all this. You have to check IDs against your guest list while you're running out of time, and you're having to click your clicker to let people in. It obviously gets more chaotic the longer into the game you play. there's lots of stuff to look forward to. I think I'm definitely going to play much more of this before the next podcast.
I don't know
to
whether
be
to play
continued.
Papers, Please first or this. I suppose I've got to play this because it's a limited beta, isn't it?
Yes, this is going to it's going to be stopping soon, so I would get on this first, and then we can Steam share your Papers, Please, if you've not already got it.
Yeah.
Lee, what else have you played?
Yeah, one more from me, which for some reason I don't seem to learn very quickly. So after my positive experience with Bellows, I played, or in fact, I wrote to the devs of a game called Affected the Manor,
yes,
because I'd put a Reddit post up with the video of the Bellows on it on the Vive Reddit, which had quite a lot of traction on there. There was a few posts talking about it, and quite a lot of people liked it. And I asked for suggestions of what I could get my own back on Rich with. Preferably something that might maim him in some way, mentally or physically. I wasn't really fussed. So I wrote to the devs who have Affected the Manor and said to them, look, we'd like to try to feature your game on the podcast, and we would like to play it and stream it and put a video out of it.
Yeah.
They were right on board. They actually sent me 2 keys.
Wow.
And I thought, well, why would I need a key? Because I'm not fucking going in there. I'm putting Rich in there. But that's there, by the by, I don't have to use it. I can just leave it there. So we put Rich in it. And it was...
How'd it go?
It was hilarious. It was so funny. And I wish I could share it with you, but for some reason, that tool forgot to record it.
Oh, convenient.
Yeah.
Conveniently, Rich famously loves horror games, doesn't he?
Oh, he screamed. He screamed like you would not believe. And I didn't even scream down the microphone at him to make him scream. Oh. It was all by himself. So anyway, he played through the game, and there were certain points where he could choose his path.
Right.
And I didn't realise that there were distinctly different paths. So after we had the disappointment of coming out the other end and going, we've got no video to actually edit here.
Yeah.
He said, well, why don't you play it? Because you're old, your memory will be gone, and you'll be scared anyway. So I agreed, somewhat foolishly. And at the beginning of the game, when it's like a holiday. Sorry, it's like a hotel. It's an old manor in
right.
like from Scotland or something like that. You walk into the front door. There's a reception, and in that reception area, there's 2 doors. And it doesn't obviously try and point you to one door or another. It doesn't obviously make it obvious that this is one path and this is another.
Right.
But I said, I'll go through this door because you didn't go through there. And thinking that I might get a slightly different next room, but then it would carry on after that. No. I got an entirely different experience with jump scares in all different places.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And I have to say, I did really enjoy it. It was amazing, but boy, did it scare me. It is properly good. Oh, they did such a good job. I can't really get across to you how scared I was just by talking about it. I come out of it cold, sweating cold.
Wow.
Yeah, but did you feel alive? Like, really alive?
Yeah, well, it was a nice sunny day outside when I did it. And I walked outside and I smelt the air, and I'd skipped across the grass. I kissed my children. They told me, get off, what the fuck are you doing?
Makes you appreciate stuff, horror games.
You weren't there, man.
I promised that I'd never do it again. Oh, yeah, no, but it was really good. But definitely check out the video for this one. It's only a 7 or 8 minute video.
Yeah.
I've cut them right down so that it's mostly just the jump scares, but I will try to put together a director's cut for this one as well, because sometimes this one especially, not so much the Bellows, but this one had moments where you were waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes even scarier. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the anticipation of the scare is often worse than the actual scare itself.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that there are going to be better and better scary stuff, and I'm hoping there's going to be some really good stuff coming before September's to share with you guys when we all meet up, because I want to see your faces.
Wow. I've never been in VR before, so it's going to be fun.
This just fills me with glee.
I think I've been in VR like once. once, maybe twice.
You went in a long time ago, though, didn't you, Al?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Didn't you, in Rift?
But I think I'm kind of mildly terrified if I do forget my place within the world.
You're just going to run.
And well, no, it's if people are in the way, I'm scared of what I'll do to them because I will become the monster.
We'll be responsible hosts for you and make sure that nobody gets in your way. This is something that you get used to doing. But saying that, you will be playing at Rich's because I'm not going to drag my gear all the way up there. So we're going to have to play VR at Rich's house. And he's punched his walls a few times because he hasn't got a lot of cat swinging room. He's got children as well, yeah. So, but they're young, they heal quick. It'll be fine.
Wow.
I think this is one of the things I'm looking forward to most on that weekend is
the after party.
Yeah, the after party. having a sit down with you guys, not just the VR, but playing some games. I'm going to bring my arcade machine as well, by the way.
Oh, sweet.
That's so cool.
Lovely stuff. Right, let's have one more quick thing from you, Lee, before we move on to our community segment. Tell me about Steam Link Android.
A little bit of news popped up yesterday on Twitter. The Steam
the place
Link
for all the news these days.
Yeah, that's where I get all my news.
True.
Steam Link is coming to Android and iOS, so we won't have to use the Steam Box or the Nvidia Shield. Yeah, so you don't need that anymore. You can play on you can play on an Android or iOS device, so you can play on your phone or a tablet.
Everyone's got one of them.
It has to be 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi to play or a wired network. Not sure how you plug in an Ethernet cable, but I'm sure someone will work it out.
So my phone's plugged into the wall all the time. Surely that's a wired connection.
Yeah, exactly. That works. But yeah, that's just popped up.
That's great.
I think this. Yeah, I'm quite excited about this actually because I've got a Steam Link, which I never use. But that's the main reason for that is that I can't be bothered to unpair my controllers from my Xbox One to make them work, or I suppose I could use my redundant PlayStation controllers. But it's also, by the time I've done the setting up of all of that, I might as well just get up and walk in my garage.
Yeah, exactly.
Where my PC is. It's not that hard.
No, exactly. No, that's an exciting development.
Yeah, Steam Links have a very specific use case. You need to have a reason not to get up and go and sit at your PC. It needs to be that I want to play it on this huge telly or something. But having your Steam library on a mobile device, that's a different thing that we haven't had before. Well, we have if you wanted to fuck around with Limelight, I think it was called. There was an app that you could do this with, but that was a lot of janky fucking around.
They're also launching the Steam Video app for iOS and Android, which means you can use it like Netflix or YouTube. Yeah,
that confuses me because I didn't even know that Steam had video on it.
No.
Did anybody know that?
I've watched the Football Manager video, like a whole 1 hour, 30-minute video that they produced about the history of Football Manager on Steam.
All right, so this is all game-specific stuff.
Well, that's all I've seen of it, yeah, but...
do they do television programmes, your run-of-the-mill stuff?
I've no idea, actually.
Okay.
We'll find out more.
Yeah, watch this space.
Exactly. Right, we're going to take a quick break, and we shall be back with our community segment.
Woo!
It's time for the community segment. Welcome back, everyone. Had a nice little break there.
I was quite startled by that entry.
I ate some chicken.
Didn't realise that we were coming back in.
1, 2, 3, clap!
Yay!
Me and Lee had a look through some old files. Couldn't find anything of use, so we're going to start with your current questions that you've asked us. I'll start with this one from Mr. C. Clarkey85, one of our oldest and dearest friends. Anyone of you tried GeForce Now streaming service? And surely Rich will be intrigued after his online debacle. That wasn't part of the question, but I'm putting that in there as well. Lee, have you tried GeForce Now?
I haven't tried it. I'm going to apply for the beta.
Okay. What is it?
Right, basically it's like OnLive. It's a service that you can play games in 1080p at 30 or 60 frames per second in high quality graphics without a computer. Anything that, from the last 10 years that will work. Anything that will run DirectX 9. So any old crappy laptops. I've even seen people testing it with like really crappy netbooks and stuff like that, and it still works. So it's a streaming service for games. A bit like Netflix for games. So OnLive did this a long time ago, which Rich had a wonderful experience with. He actually really liked it. He bought the hardware and everything.
Yeah, he got into it, didn't he?
Got stung big time.
Yes.
Because
expensive paperweight.
It didn't work. This is Nvidia's take on this, and I think that this comes up mostly when graphics cards and gaming system prices are high.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had the highs of the crypto mining pushing the graphics card prices to ridiculous heights, which is actually coming down now. And I think that this was mostly talked about, or mostly being in beta and being put together when graphics card prices were very high. I worry that now that they're coming back down again, that this might go away again.
It would be a shame because I'm looking at the games that they're supported.
Yeah, there's a lot
of good stuff in there.
Yeah, it's a big list. Well, it's basically what is it? It's you play Steam and Blizzard, is that right?
Yeah.
So if you've got a game on any of those that is compatible, you can play it on their system over a decent connection, a decent internet. I think 25 megabits connections, and you can get that out and about.
Oh yeah. You play Steam and Blizzard are basically the only things you need as well for.
Yeah, that covers pretty much all of it. Yeah, Origin. I haven't opened Origin for quite a long time.
Not even installed
on my
PC.
PC. It's because of The Sims, and I'm like, just.
Well, you can play The Sims on a phone, can't you? So really, you don't need to stream that.
As soon as they lose that license, it's done.
Yeah,
yeah, gone.
But yeah, this does look like it would be quite useful. So it's going to be for people. The biggest target for this would be for somebody that can't afford the hardware but still wants to play the games.
Yes.
And I know a few people like that don't get into PC gaming because it does cost quite a lot of money to stay up to date. And this will be an easy in for it. But at the moment, the beta is free. They're talking about, or in fact, I think the first price they spoke about was like $20 to $25 a month.
That's a lot.
Now they're talking about $20 for 20 hours streaming, which is still a lot. But if you break down how much you actually play, so if you're not a big gamer and you don't play too many hours a week, and you spread that cost over a year, it would cost a lot less than buying a system.
Yes.
You'd still have to have a decent keyboard and mouse and a base system to play it on, but any old laptop would do.
Yeah.
Yes, it's interesting. I wonder where it will go and how far, what sort of penetration they'll get, because it could end up being quite good.
Yeah, and it's backed by Nvidia, who kind of know their stuff, don't they?
Yeah, they're pretty big in the gaming industry these days, aren't they?
They've also got Mac. They're kind of pushing it on the Mac as well, aren't they? Because obviously not a traditional gaming source.
No, I think that they get something. They've recently got an upgrade on Macs that allows them to play. To add better graphics cards to their machines, or there's something that's gone on, because I remember that it was a bit of a joke when Palmer Luckey said, or somebody asked the question of Palmer Luckey, when are you going to support Macs, and he said when they make a decent machine, which is one of the best things he ever said in my books. So yeah, he's not all at all, but mostly. But so Macs are actually now going to be VR compatible, and so I'd assume that we're going to see gaming Macs coming along a bit stronger than what we've seen.
Yeah, possibly. Craig also asks who's excited for Jurassic World Evolution. Have either of you seen this?
Yeah.
Looks fucking great.
It's got dinosaurs. Of course, I'm excited.
Dinosaurs and park management. I'm all over this.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I don't know. I find it hard to get excited about management games.
I'm
not built
love
that way.
them. Give me a good spreadsheet. Great.
Yeah, give me a park management game. I'm on it.
Gee, what was the park management game where the little tutorial dot used to go, even the features have new features?
I can't remember.
No idea.
Oh, man.
I'm going to guess theme park.
It's probably Theme Park World.
Was, yeah.
That was a legit tutorial, and there should definitely be that feature in Jurassic World Evolution, because that would make my life.
We've got 3 other questions. Someone take the next one. Lee, what do you want?
Okay. Claire Walker asked, if you could make any simulator game for VR, what would it be? It can be as mundane as washing the car if you like.
I'm not going mundane. I'm going up-tempo on F-Zero racing game in VR.
Okay.
I'm glad you clarified.
You don't want that.
I do, and I want you and Rich to play it and see how much over your sickness you are.
I thought you saw me play Ballistic NG, which is kind of like F-Zero, isn't it?
Yeah, more like Wipeout, but yeah, it's the same kind of thing.
It made me sick.
So I want a racing game. I want this system to support a good racing game, first person in cockpit, that kind of thing.
There are some about, and I've seen. I know that there are some on the horizon as well. So yeah, they're coming. And I can definitely see a use case for it because that sense of speed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you even got that sense of speed playing on a screen when you play things like Wipeout and F-Zero.
Yeah.
Because they were so ridiculously fast, like 900 miles an hour or something ridiculous. But that in VR is going to feel a fuckload faster. That's going to really tear your face off. I'd like to see that. Elle?
So I did think for a moment that I was going to, say something really enlightening, perhaps something educational.
Oh, you're going to steal my answer. I know you are.
Probably not, but I like being an asshole and I like being a villain, so I'd like to develop a game that is like Overlord but good. For virtual reality. I want to lounge on my throne. I want my little minions to do my bidding. That's great. Give me.
There's not enough games like that, actually. A lot of people are clamouring for somebody to make black and white.
Oh, yeah.
VR.
That'd be good.
Everybody agrees that would be an amazing thing, but nobody's doing it. I'm not sure why.
That was made by Monular, wasn't it?
Yeah. Who's he?
Elle's favourite man in the world.
Yeah. the amazing Pete.
You've played a lot of VR. What's the one thing that's missing?
See, it's fairly obvious to me, and it already says simulator on it. It's Goat Simulator. That's what I want to play.
Controversial choice, Lee.
Nah.
All right, you pick us a question. We've got 2 left.
Oh, Jesus. No, it's flashing between the 2. Okay, let's go. Roy Bright, man of the hour, has a question.
Legend.
The man, the myth, Roy Bright. Given that AAA development has now devolved into a single crash grab market that only subsists to fleece people's pockets, I love this person, via withered microtransactions and no effort made into single player, linearish experiences, why hasn't Richard Horsley sold me some EGX tickets yet? Firstly, Roy, I love your candour. I too burn with the rage of 1,000 suns. Yeah, they basically do, don't they? Also, I'm unsure why Rich hasn't sold you his tickets yet.
Because he's a bastard.
Yeah, he's going to make a throne of these tickets. He's probably going to bathe in a bath of his EGX tickets. People who have Photoshop
his EGX tickets.
Work your wonders.
Oh, Photoshop Richard Scrooge McDuck and EGX tickets.
Roy's a lovely, lovely guy. He is an author.
Are we going to meet him at EGX?
Yes, you're going to meet him. He is coming to EGX. We will be having a beery night with him. I'd imagine he'll upset at least half of us, and the other half will fall in love with him.
Good.
I can't predict which will be which. He's great. He's a very angry man when he's gaming. You think you burn with rage, Roy? Elle, but Roy is he's on his own
Kindred
level.
spirits, these two.
Yeah.
We can rage together, Roy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a lovely guy, and I know that his tickets are safe and sound in Rich's back pocket, so don't worry.
Fair enough. Our final question then is from Charles Fuchel. What do you all hope to see at E3? What do you think we will definitely see at E3? And do you think we'll see a teaser for Elder Scrolls 6? I hope to see Red Dead. I think we'll definitely see Red Dead.
Yeah, we'll see that.
And probably, because it's been a while since the last Elder Scrolls something came out, so yeah.
Oh, Bethesda are having their own...
They put on their own event.
Yeah, they're putting that on their own event, so they've got, the rumours are it's going to be Elder Scrolls. Oh, there's so many rumours, pick which one you want that suits you, get excited about it, and then, when you're disappointed, don't come crying to us.
What do you want to see at E3 now?
I want to see less ill people. We'll probably see ill people at E3.
Yeah.
So yeah, the last time we went, there were some very poorly devs.
No, E3, not EGX.
Oh yeah, E3 is the big American one.
Oh, is it?
Are we going to E3 as well?
Shh, this is a surprise for your birthday, god damn it.
Shit! I've ruined the surprise! Well, yeah, to be honest with you, it's at all games conventions, isn't it? They're just a small board of germs. Take care of your devs. Give them a frozen tangerine and a bottle of water and a little tub of antibacterial hand gel.
This is what you get when you make nerd soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm coming in one of those American football player style face masks that breathe your own oxygen.
I think I'll come in a plastic bag.
Definitely safe.
Yeah.
Anything you want to see at E3, Lee?
There's quite a lot I want to see at E3. Software-wise, I mean, I want to see Red Dead. More of Red Dead there. That's going to be...
That's just all I want to see now.
Yeah, that's the big game for me. Yeah, there's... I'm hoping we're going to get something new Star Warsy, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe.
Battlefront 2 came out before Christmas, didn't it? So.
Yeah, I hope there's a new IP in that universe, though. I want something new. I want... I don't know.
A new pod racer.
Oh, that would be Jesus. Amazing.
Try spinning. That's a good trick.
We're going to see something like Gears of War 5, aren't we? There's something big that's going to come along. Last of Us 2 is another one that's rumoured. Mm-hmm. Even though I haven't played the first one, I'm quite excited ridiculously to play the second one. I don't know why. I'm odd.
The first one we've got in our Hall of Fame, and Rich proclaimed it to be one of his best games ever.
Yeah. What I really want to see at E3, which is never going to happen, and let's say it again, is one of the big 3 games from Valve. So, Left 4 Dead, Half-Life. Oh, you whatever.
Left 4 Dead 3 is going to be the most likely, isn't it? I think. Yeah,
could be. But hardware-wise, I want to see Microsoft bring out a consumer HoloLens that costs £200. I want to see something like that. That doesn't necessarily have to be really good, but augmented reality that is affordable for everybody.
Well, Microsoft are the only one's not in the game at the minute. There is talk that they're doing something, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, they're kind of in the game because they've got their mixed reality headsets, but they're doing what they did with with the PC platform back in the day, which is make it all, everybody can make our hardware. Yeah. Here's a set of specs that you need to adhere to. So there are already loads of mixed reality headsets out there, which is a confusing name because they're mixed reality makes you think that it's an augmented reality, but they are just VR headsets.
Yeah.
That are nice and cheap and only in America, which is quite annoying. But yeah, the HoloLens. Exactly. The HoloLens is, I think, if that is released at a decent price point soon, that could change things in the way we use computers and the way that we play games quite considerably, because it really does have the potential to be something that can make a massive impact on us.
Well, there you go. I also really hope to see Sega Saturn 2.
Sega Saturn 2?
Released on the day. Sony out of nowhere. Sega out of nowhere, sorry.
With the Batwing controller as well.
I mean, that'd be super dramatic, wouldn't it? Sega just rocked up. Sega Saturn 2, out now, go buy.
Mic drop.
Yeah, no shit's given.
What's your price point for that?
I'd pay $350. I love the Saturn.
Yeah. I won. Do you know what? I won a Sega Saturn.
Did you?
I won a Sega Saturn on the Games Master television show.
Oh, amazing.
Dominic Diamond posed the question, what was his favourite football game? And the answer was, of course, Sensible World of Soccer. And I phoned up and gave that answer, and about 3 weeks later, I already owned a PS1 at the time. About 3 weeks later, I got a phone call saying, you've won our competition. I thought, excellent. Put the phone down, said to my wife, I've won a games console. She said, well, you've already got one. What are you going to do with it? And I said, well, I'm going to play it. Yes. Aren't you going to sell it? There ensued the row of all rows.
Oh no. Did she not understand that they're different?
She didn't understand that they weren't the same thing. She didn't. She came to understand.
I used to go to a local independent video game shop near me that you could play games in the shop. They have all the consoles set up. You spend 50p for 15 minutes. I'd spend all my pocket money on Saturn games.
Aww.
That's pretty good value back then, actually.
It was, yeah.
Used to rent games.
Yeah, same here. $2.50 for the weekend. You get them on a Tuesday because they were shut on a Wednesday. You get an extra day. Local shop near us. Although I did take me years to realise that. I used to go there on a Wednesday and post it through the letterbox.
Yeah.
Thinking, I don't want to be charged for taking it an extra day.
Aww.
I was an idiot. Anyway, that's the end of this week's podcast. We will return soon, hopefully with Rich, hopefully with Lewis. I'm off on holiday next week, so I might not be here when you record, but I might be, and if so, I'll be coming back all nice and tanned. In the meantime, head over to our website, readyplayertwo.co.uk. Check out stuff and things that are up there. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/readyplayer2, where we're posting live streams, videos, questions, all sorts of stuff up on there. Twitter.com/readyp2. Same again, videos, live streams.
Follow us, because you'll get what's coming.
Exactly, you get what's coming to you if you follow us.
It's not a threat, but it sounds like one, doesn't it?
Definitely not a threat. And our new social media platform is Mixer. We use this quite a lot now. Mixer.com/readyplayer2, and you'll see streams from myself, Rich, Lee, all the Ready Player 2 channel. There's lots of stuff happening on there pretty much every day as well. So follow us on there, and you'll get a notification on your phone or on your computer whenever one of us goes live. And you can watch us and interact with us. And
do interact with us. If you do watch us, say hello.
Don't be lurking. Say hello.
I don't think
we're
friendly.
As
scary as most people think.
No. Most of us aren't, but Elle is. So
I'm not scary. I'm actually really like a big softie. I'm just angry.
Just angry.
So until we reconvene, where can people follow you on Twitter, Lee?
At ZZLeeZZ. That's if you follow the Ready Player 2 Mixer as well. Then you'll see I stream as I host my Mixer channel on there as Ross does as well. So you'll see our streams through the Ready Player 2 one. So you can follow us as well. Yeah, through that.
We're across all the platforms. Where can people find you on social media?
At Escaping IRL in most places.
On Mixer?
I mean, I'm pretty lazy with social media, but if you do talk at me, I will talk back at you.
She pops up every now and then with some strong gift game and then disappears again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Into the night. I'm a mysterious person.
Like a gift Batman.
The hero you need when you least expect it.
And then the rest of us, you can get Rich on Twitter at Zebwen, and Lewis is Louis_Kong. I am, of course, at Rossbell1984. You can check out the other podcasts I do just by following my Twitter feed. I'll post about all of them on there. Is that everything?
Cool. Yeah, I think you've done it. Well done.
Done.
Round of applause. Clap.
I've hosted one of these for a long time. Thank God Rich is back next week.
You can have a lay down.
Introducing Ross, the Podfather, in the new podcast. Live this Tuesday. Air horns. Streamers.
On three, everyone say goodbye. 1, 2, 3.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. added my friend Adam to this call for some reason.
Does he want to join us?
Not a big gamer.
Let's hit record, and then if this shitstorm decides to work, at least I fucking got the recording. I'm opening the one. I'm
Try
sorry.
not to move. In
Yeah.
case you break it. Oh, oh now I need to go to the toilet.
1:13 a.m. on December 24th.
That was the night. Oh my god, that was the night I passed out. In the middle of the night. So I recorded that video. I wasn't feeling too good. I recorded that video. I went to bed. I woke up in the middle of the night. I walked into my kitchen feeling so sick. I thought I was just going to hurl straight away. And I got a glass out of the cupboard and a Resolve. Poured the Resolve into it. Went to pick it up to go and pour some water into it. Next thing I knew, my wife is crouching over me. I'm laying on the floor in a pool of blood.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, the booze didn't go to waste. The turkey did.
Let's do a Ready Player live stream on Christmas Eve next year.
Opening our presents.
Drunk live stream. Oh, we should do that. We should all buy presents for
Secret Santa.
Yeah.
Ready Player 2 Secret Santa.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
Look at that fucking bullshit. None of my applications are there. There's a red dot. What am I supposed to do with a fucking red dot? Who thought that this update
That's
was
not that's not red dot. That's an eye.
Supposed to talk to Cortana.
Yeah, it's looking at you.
Fuck you, Cortana.
Not sure that's how it works.
It's going to be a slightly different atmosphere to when Rich hosts a podcast.
Should we put on some soft music and dim the lights, light a candle?
Not quite that atmosphere.
Oh, okay.
It's about to get podcasty.
Right then.
What was the tablet called? The Oh god, that slipped my mind completely. The No, it wasn't that.
I've completely forgotten the name of it. Oh god, sorry, I keep having a cough.
I'm so warm.
I don't normally do this much talking on the podcast.
Yeah.
Not this one
This is a
anyway.
job, isn't it?
It's nice to get a word in though.
Wow.
I don't believe it unless you slurp.
Oh, I don't like slurping.
Sort your lives out, you weirdos.
We're not judging.
We remember your questions, people. We're really sorry. We will answer them one day, but it is
We're
not
not
this
sorry.
day.
Rich had them.
Don't tell them that.
Rich has got them.
Rich has
Yeah,
got
Rich
them.
has got them.
Yeah, this is true. We can't answer them without Rich.